Okay, to construct your letters, you have to remember that your Dixie cups are 2.5 inches wide. So all of your letter parts need to be 2.5 inches thick. So I will do K to demonstrate the letter K. So I find 2.5 inches, and I'm going to start with the edge. And I'm using crayon because crayon actually will erase off of this page, and also so that you can see it on the video. So I make a 2.5 inch mark there, and a 2.5 inch mark here. And I do that because that way I know that it will be 2.5 inches all the way from this line to this line. If you only make one mark, it's very easy to get off and not mark it in the right place. Okay, then I'm going to make my bottom. I'm just going to draw the line, my bottom part of the diagonal line of the K. And then I have to measure from that line 2.5 inches. And then make a line. Now that line takes me way up high here, but I can start the K like here instead. I can just put that line there and then erase this line. I just do that with my fingernail. My finger just rubs it right off. And then I need to measure 2.5 inches down. And then I can just cut it off right there if I want to. That's more of a lowercase k. If I wanted to make it higher up, I could put it higher up like this. Say I want the lowest part of my K to be this tall up. The lowest part of that line, that part of the K. You always need to make 2 marks whenever you are marking these out. Like that. Oops. And then I can draw a line right across like that. Okay. Then cut it out. Okay, now you need the bottom part of your construction. This is easy. You just take another piece of paper, line it up, and trace it. Cut it out. Okay, now don't flip it or do anything weird, just one on top of the other, just like that. Now you're going to add the construction of it. You only get 10 cups, so if you have to spread them out a little bit, then that's what you have to do. Or if somebody only uses like 7 cups, maybe you can use 3 from them later. Okay, you'll need to get some glue, and it has to be liquid glue. And remember, if it doesn't squeeze out, then what you need to do is screw it back down, stick its little nose, get the little glue booger there. Now it can breathe. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to stack them, and I would map it out first, stack them first, before you do any gluing, and it goes every other. What this does is create a triangle construction, and in construction, a triangle is the strongest form. So by doing this every other, this will make it a very strong structure. Okay, so my tin cups is exactly how much I need, so that's good. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is it has to be glued on both sides. You put a glue around the bottom, glue it down. Glue around the rim. Glue it down. I'm going to repeat that pattern. You can see how I did have to space these out a little bit so that I would only use tin cups. Then you go around and glue all of this, put glue on all of the rims and all of the bottoms that are showing. And put your top on. Then very carefully, you might just put that on. Very carefully adjust it so that it will stand up on its own, like that. And then let the glue dry for a little while. If you've got any sticking out there, you can adjust it this way and adjust it so that it is standing up on its own. Okay. Let the glue dry for a few minutes. Okay, now that your glue has dried a bit, you're going to get yourself some tape, and when you pull off the tape, you just scrape down like that. Don't put your thumb right there because you're going to cut yourself, just like that. And you only need little pieces of tape. So from your table tape, pull off a big piece and then tear little pieces in half just by tearing like that, and then putting it in strips down at the bottom of your table. Okay, I have a bunch of pre-cut strips, which are the thickness of your letters of the Dixie cups. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to tape it down. See how I made my strips of tape long enough to tape over just like that? You only need a few strips of tape just to get it in place. This will make it easier to paper mache later. Okay, so the end should be easy. Now when you get to the other parts, it's going to get a little bit more difficult. Now, see that Dixie cup just gets shoved in there. I'm going to do this part. I'm going to tape it down. Now it's hitting off the edge a lot here, so then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to get a pair of scissors and cut it off right there like that. Then the next one I can take a little piece of tape on there first. It's a little bit easier. Tape, tape. Cut off. Then I've got scrap there, so I can probably even just put that there like that. Line it right up. Cut it off. Just like like that. And I'm actually pushing this in just a little bit so that this part will rest on these edges here. Okay, and I'm going to keep going and just do the rest of this so that it's completely covered and I can't see any Dixie cup at all. Okay, and then that is completely covered. It's pretty stiff. It's going to be really easy to paper mache. You only need one layer of paper mache just so that you can paint on it so it doesn't show the tape lines. You got a little bit of overlap there. See, I've got it just right there. You can get your scissors in there, trim that down. That'll be a little bit better. Okay, and now you're ready to paper mache.